Today I am here to talk about this Pancake lens, the 27mm 2.8. And I picked this up when I actually bought the X-T5. It's gonna be impossible to talk about this lens without also talking about the performance of the X-T5, but I'll do my best. One of the reasons that I wanted to get such a small lens was for the small package of the camera, right? I wanted something very compact, something I could easily fit in a travel bag. And I also wanted something that was inconspicuous. I believe that when you're out shooting, especially in street, it's nice to be able to blend in with the crowd and not really look like you're taking photographs. My preferred setup for street photography is actually the 35 1.4. I love that lens and I use that almost exclusively for street. But when I'm traveling and I don't know the area and I'm not comfortable with the people I'm around, I think this is what I prefer to use. Something else about 27mm is it's in my wheelhouse, right? I took pictures with the X100V for a long time. That's 23mm. I really like the 35mm 1.4, and I figured 27mm is right in the middle, so it should be, comfortable to me. I got an opportunity to go to Santa Barbara, California for work the last week of January. And it was a company event, but I got some, opportunity to walk around Santa Barbara and take some images. And of course, Santa Barbara itself just lends itself to photography. It's just gorgeous. The colors are unbelievable. And I wanted to see how this lens performed as if I were using it like my X100V. So I walked around Santa Barbara and I got some pretty great shots. And I would say that these shots are what I'm accustomed to at this point from Fuji. I got the color I was looking for. My recipe that I enjoy using looked really nice in Santa Barbara. Everything just sort of worked the way I expected it to. One particular morning, I got up and I got my camera and I wanted to go get some sun hitting the buildings of Santa Barbara architecture. As I was walking out of my hotel, I was just floored by what I was looking at. And I just lifted the camera and I took a shot. The shot is so unbelievable that if you look at it long enough, it looks like a stage, like you're looking at like a set on a stage and the sunrise is the backdrop, just a piece of cloth or something behind the stage. It's an unbelievable scene. So as I walked out of there and I wanted to go take those pictures, I was just drawn to the beach. Something really interesting about the beach, I've been to Santa Barbara a few times now for work, and there is a beach here. But because of all the rains they've been getting, the beach is completely washed out and it was high tide at this time. So where I was accustomed to seeing a beach, there was this water coming over, and I took some shots and they were wonderful. It's exactly what I expected from this lens. It's exactly what I expected from Fujifilm. So I would say that I'm starting to get very confident and comfortable with Fuji's colors, with what I see and how to use my camera to take those shots. And this lens performed exactly as I was expecting. But there was an unexpected event that came up during my company event. I was walking in the hallway the second to last day, and somebody pointed and said him. And they came over to me and they asked me if I could fill in for photography for the last night of the event because our photographer's wife went into labor. So of course I said yes because I didn't have a problem with that and I had my camera with me. The bummer part about that is I actually also got another new lens. I mean, new to me, it's a used lens, but it's the 16 to 55. And this lens would have been perfect. And it was in my bag before I left. And then I pulled it out last minute saying, no, Chris, this is what you always do. You always take too many things with you because just in case. And this is the one time that really burned me because just in case just happened. I didn't have it, so I had to use a Pancake. I did the best I could with the Pancake, and for the most part, I would say the images that I took were fun and sort of like somebody had a camera at the party, they're that kind of vibe. There's a couple pictures that I can show you that kind of give you an idea of how the camera performed in low light, in a crowded situation. And you know, one of the things that I learned pretty quickly is Fuji does, it's still, even on the X-T5, their autofocus is just hit or miss. It really is. It's a very frustrating experience. I probably should have used something more like zone focusing and just tried to be within 3 feet of people. Because, you know, Pancake lens, I got to be closer. I guess, you know, this isn't a review necessarily because I haven't had it for a really long time. I did really put it through its paces. I'm confident that this lens will perform as well as the 35, as well as the X100V's 23mm. It's a great lens. So that's my quick overview of my 27mm. I'll definitely try to talk more about this one. I'm taking my time with this one because I want it for unknown situations like what I just experienced. So I want to talk more about how I'm using this, and I'll do that in another video. But for now, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch, and thank you. Oh yeah, and I guess I should say, if you like this, please like and subscribe. Have a good one.